Okay, good morning. This video is to answer Chris Murphy's question about quarantine and quarantine length. So we originally, in the spring, we didn't really know how long we needed to quarantine because we didn't know that much about this virus, right? We didn't know its durability and our immune system's response time and all the things that go with it. So as I mentioned in the previous video, it takes your body 7 to 10 days to build antibodies, okay? So in a good world, within a week, you get the flu or whatever, within a week, you get a cold and you're feeling better in a week, right? Because you built these antibodies. Now, anytime your body encounters a viral piece of virus or a viral particle of any type, it's gonna swoop it in and spit it out, get rid of it. So that prevents any more virus from entering your cells, using the machinery, replicating itself, and continuing on to infect more cells of your body, right? Once you've got these antibodies, done, you're out of here, okay? So let's say in a week you have these antibodies. Now again, early on, we didn't know how effective those antibodies were because how many times can this thing replicate? If this can replicate 1,000,000 times a minute and you can't make antibodies that fast or that many antibodies, then the turnover time or the recovery time could be, once you have these antibodies, could be 2 days, could be 2 months, right? It depends on how good this virus is at replicating itself and how good your body is at being able to identify them, suck them up, spit them out. Okay, so what we've since been studying the last 7, 8, 9 months is we're looking for the life expectancy, if you will, of what's called replication competent virus, okay? So that means virus that's still floating around in your body when they take swabs, is it still intact, replication competent, meaning can it reproduce itself still? Not just getting parts of a virus or not just getting injured virus, not just getting, viral particles, which you'll hear a lot, but it has to be replication competent virus. That's the key for, are you still contagious, okay? So what they've discovered is it takes 10 days. They've been testing people, right? You get positive, we're gonna keep on testing you. We're gonna test you every day until you no longer have replication competent virus in you. And what they've found is for mild to moderate cases of COVID, which I'll send you a link along with this that proves this, it takes within 10 days, after 10 days, there's no longer replication competent virus in your body. So why are we quarantining for 10 days? So let's say you travel somewhere, right? I go to Florida, I come back, and they're saying quarantine for 10 days. Why? I don't have the virus. You don't know that you don't have the virus. I could be infected right now, have 0 symptoms, okay? Because I may never get symptomatic, okay? Some people don't. If I don't get symptomatic, but yet I'm still contagious, after 10 days, I'm no longer contagious because even if I've had the virus, I no longer will have replication competent virus within me, which means I can't infect anybody else, okay? Now, let's say I come back today from Florida and I don't develop symptoms, and on day 9, I do develop symptoms. From the date of onset of symptoms, okay, 10 days after that is when you have to quarantine. So if day 9, I develop symptoms, I got 10 more days of quarantine before I'm truly, at this point, all we know, truly not contagious to others, okay? Now, odds are very good that it's not gonna take 9 days for me to show symptoms if I'm truly going to get sick, but you don't know that, right? Because I could be infected with one virus today, and maybe it's a slow virus. I don't know. It takes a while for it to get into my cells and replicate, and maybe my body is doing some great, immune therapy on its own, and it's been able to skirt it off for a while. And it takes 9 days for this virus to achieve what's called a viral load, a certain amount of virus in my body, so that it actually causes the symptoms, the trouble, the disease state. So that's why 10 days of quarantine is what has been determined. Initially, they thought 14 days. And actually in the literature, I'll send you this link, super severe cases of COVID, they're saying that they have been able to pull out reproducible, competent virus up to 20 days after. But that's for super severe, very, very, very small portion of the cases that we're seeing. So I hope that answers your question. So why 10 days? Because once you've gotten in, your body has built antibodies, there's not enough virus. The virus that is left is not able to reproduce itself, so it can't. So even if it were to get shed to my husband, it's not strong enough to reproduce itself, so he wouldn't get the virus. Hope that makes sense. Okay, thanks.